Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am Gamion. I will be your game developer for the stream. With me, in the same room at least, is my co-host Mega Kitty. Think she's not sure what she wants to do. Let's get a look at that. Let's see what's going on. Oh no, she's leaving the room again. Well, she may come back. So we're gonna keep the camera on the on here, and hopefully she'll be back in a little bit. I ordinarily do not stream on Friday mornings, so this is kind of a unique weekend where Air Force Game Player welcome. I have taking a 4-day weekend. I took Thursday, Friday off work because I had a bit of vacation time in the bank and I wanted to use it, not just let it accumulate. And plus, everyone needs a little rest here and there. Rest is part of the process. So yesterday I went out hiking and I had a good time. And today I figured I'd work a bit on game development and doing my taxes. So figured I didn't want to stream doing my taxes, and instead I just want to do game development. For those of you who don't know, I am a AAA developer by day and indie by nights and weekends. Been working on an online multiplayer soccer brawler called Field of Heroes for the past 4 years. And I want to get a demo out in spring, which is around the corner now. So I'm really just rushing to get things ready. Next week I will be showcased on an indie showcase, which I'm looking forward to. So I've got to get the first-time user experience ready. And for that, I'm working on what are called tips. The idea is if you're a new player, as you play the game, tips will appear at the bottom of the screen to tell you information that is handy. So let me give you an example of what that's about. Let's bring up my bug tracker and show you what that is. So this is the bug I'm working, well, not really a bug, the feature I'm working on. So this is a list of tips that I will be showing players throughout the game. For instance, if you run to the behind your goal, you can switch heroes. See this right here. You can switch heroes, and but most people don't discover that. I thought they would, and they don't. So I need to kind of make it front and center on the bottom of their screen that they can change heroes once the cooldown goes off the first time. So I made this table yesterday, and I want to get this working before dinner time. And then I'm going to build a patch and then release it on Steam. So with that, let me go ahead and start getting this to work. So actually, I need a new global event for when a player respawns. And until I have that, this won't really work. So this is what I have so far. This is Blueprint. This is Visual Script. A lot of game designers use this. So I need that new event. So we already have an event for when the match state changes, and when this is fired when a new round starts. So I already got a handler for that, which I haven't actually coded yet or implemented yet. But I need another event for when the player respawns. So let me think about where I can get that hooked in. I think there was like a match hero respawn component. Let's see, I just need to remember. I implemented this months ago, so I need to remember where. Oh, this doesn't look like it. Where's my respawn? In-cap respawn, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Problem with being the only engineer on this game is that there's a lot to remember. See, that's server authority, Vive. Is there a multicast for when? Oh, what was that? Yeah, that's what I want to see. This is where I need to do it. Spawn out. Oh, that's a poor naming here. Should have been spawn out SFX, but whatever. I'm not gonna fix that right now. Spawn effects. Okay, so those are cosmetics, but now we're gonna do the event here. And I want to do it after the cosmetics are done. Broadcast a global event when the hero respawns. And where is this component? This is in the game. Okay. So let's look in here. I want to make a new tag for this. Alright. Let's say input tag. No, match player state. I'm trying to think of a good name for this event. Naming is very, very important in game development, or really any development, because naming is communication, and communication is one of the things you do in development. You can write all the code you want, but people need to be able to read it and understand what it's doing. So I want to come up with a good name for this. Match, and this is a match-specific thing, so we're gonna make this match player match hero. Yeah, I'm thinking it's coming to me now. Match hero in-cap respawn. I think I want to do that because you're coming from. Actually, no, I'm just going to do respawn. Oh, but it is in-cap. No, we're going to do in-cap respawn. Oh, is there a one with comment? Oh yeah, we want this. Yeah, I should have been using comments the whole time, but no. So this comment will be gameplay message. Or when a hero respawns after being in-capped. It's at their home, near their home goal, after being in-capped. Match hero in-cap respawn. Okay, I like this. So, we want to broadcast this event. So we need the gameplay message. Message subsystem. Trying to remember the syntax for this. That's it. That's the syntax I want. Again, so much code. I need to look at existing code to remember how things work. So we're going to make a new message structure for this too. We already got the tag. Oh wait, it's a message. Oh, okay. I put it in the wrong place. It should be a message. Yeah, it should be in here, not in here. But it's still going to be the sort of the same idea. And again, it's a match. This really should be match because this is a match-only thing. message match. That looking better already. Oh, look, I already have comments here. Excellent. So now we just go back here. Now we need to make a structure for this. And what was it? Hero ping. Hero in-cap respawn. So when a hero respawns near their home goal, after being in-capped. So we're gonna have the hero. I think that's all we need. So we take this, put it over here. Match hero in-cap respawn. All right. And then we just assign the hero character. And that's the pawn. Okay, then we don't need this. Let me update this. Now we need some header files. Gameplay message subsystem. And the other one, messages. Okay, that should work. Hero in-cap respawn. Alright, so let's close this. And while I'm waiting for that to build, let's just see what Mega Kitty's been up to lately. You know, what gets me is that before the stream started, Missy, Meg Kitty, actually went in on her cat tree, so I moved the camera there. And then just before the stream cut from the warm-up to the live camera, she left, and now she's in the living room. Probably where I would have had the camera in the first place now, but I'm not going to bother moving it again. She may come back in. Alright, we're almost back up. Okay, so now we need to listen for those events. So let's do another listen for gameplay messages. Respawn. And there's our new message. There's our new message structure. Exact match, and then we're going to make a new event. So we'll say hero incap respawn event. Alright, and then we'll make a new function. Handle hero incap respawn event with no signature yet. Oh, I hate when Visual Studio or Unreal Editor does that. Okay, and then we're going to set the event because we need to set this to clean it up later, and then we'll put our handler in here. And now let's look at the cleanup. Another thing about game development, whenever you start a process, you always want to clean up after yourself. And this is what we're doing here. So when we destroy this widget, we go through and cancel these events that we no longer need. And that should be that. And let me double check that it's called in the destructor. Yes, it is. Although, make it cleaner to read, I'm just going to go ahead and move the bind events closer to construction like that. And destruct will be at the bottom with the cleanup. Okay, so now we actually need to do stuff with these events. So, handle match state changed event. We want to know what the state is. Old state, new state. So this will be new match state. That's a gameplay tag. And for this, we want to know who the hero is. Alright, so we're getting this, we're a step better. Okay, new state is match state regulation time. There. And this is where things are going to get, well actually, now let's do get new state. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So here's where things are going to get tricky, and I'm going to have to look back at the task again. So we need to support these cases, and some are higher priority than others. And so let's go to the match tips. I may need to make some table structure changes to this. So let me first bring this into parity with my list in order of priority. Attack. So the number one item on the list, based on playtest feedback, is notifying a player that they hold down the attack button to attack, because apparently not everyone knows that. Down the attack button to attack. Okay. And that will be the number one tip, and then we're going to have to add a new field here. And that will be up here when round begins. Let's see, and this is where, again, things are going to get a little hairy. Because each one has a very unique circumstance in which they appear. Switch, okay. First, let me make sure I have these sorted. So that should always appear first. That should be the first one the player ever sees when they play the game. Hero switching is pretty important. If you're not down... Actually, this one's really important as well. I'm going to move this to number 2. Invincibility after you're knocked down. Actually, no, this will probably come first. Yeah. So they see this, and then this, and then this. And the rest of these are just more informational stuff. So we'll say hero switch. So we have attack. Button to attack invincibility. If you're knocked down, you become invincible for a moment. Knocked down 5 times, you're teleported to your home goal. You can switch heroes from behind your goal every 30 seconds. Let's make this a little clearer. There. And then the ball tracker. And the ping wheel. Actually, this would probably come ahead of these two. You can cancel some abilities by pressing them for a second time. Alright. Okay, this looks better. Attack invincibility. Appear round begins, so that'll be a lot of these. Appear after first in cap. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. This is not the best way, but I'm gonna roll with it for now. And then this will be appear after in-cap respawn. Appear after hero switch. Cooldown. Ability cancel. Actually, this would be probably up here. In fact, I think... Yeah, players are going to use their abilities, so you can cancel some abilities by pressing the ability button a second time. Okay. After first ability. Cool down. Okay, I think that's all I need for there. So let me... So let me restart. And while I'm waiting for this to come back up, this is where I was hiking yesterday. It was really neat. It wasn't really quite a park. It was not quite a preserve either. It's just kind of a nature trail. And there was a lot of elevation change too, so it was a workout. Definitely a workout. And this is a nice river that was nearby. So that was pretty cool. Okay. Now let's start updating these flags. So, appear round begins. Yeah, this should appear when the first round begins, before they even attack. Oh, is that win? Well, that's weird. Win is not capitalized, but after is. It's very strange. Ability cancel. Yeah, let's leave that. You're knocked down. You're invincible for a moment. After first ability. Yeah, this we want checked. First in cap. First in cap respawn. Yeah, round begins. After the cooldown. Round begins. Round begins. Okay. So I think this ordering is good. And now we're going to build on it. Okay, now we go through our table. And I need to go back and look at something else. Actually, I need to roll that back. So let me roll back my changes to this. Oh, actually, that might not be good. Yeah, I think I nuked some blueprint that told me whether a tooltip was already have already been seen before, and I didn't want to do that. It may not be too late to fix that, though. Let's look at my other computer to find out. But anyway, let me make, while I'm checking on my other computer, let me go ahead and make sure this actually still plays correctly. Make sure this event is captured. Oh, yeah, good. So it is making those events. That's good. And I just realized something else. I needed to find a new banner. I don't like this banner. And it's going to start appearing at the bottom center of the screen. So let me find a better banner for this. Filter on textures. Now this might work. Post-match top banner. Oh, that's not in use anymore? Oh, well. Let's clean up some... Oh, no, it's in use. Okay, so let me look at that again. Match over layout. Oh, I don't even think I use that anymore. Oh, okay. Well then, let me go back to the search. I'm going to do a waving banner. Yeah, this. Yeah, something like this, but maybe not as wavy. Maybe a little less wavy. But we'll get back to that. So back to the tip factory. So now I just need to remember tip. How do I know that I've seen a tip already? Ah, here we go. So make a new utility function. Has seen tip. And that's a utility. And then these are really events. These should be in the events. Foolbox rated our channel. Oh boy. Yeah, early stream. This is not my usual streaming time, but well, thanks for the raid. Welcome, Foolbox. For those of you who don't know, I am Gamion. I'm a AAA developer by day and indie by nights and weekends, making an online multiplayer soccer brawler called Fuel the Heroes, which I hope to have the demo out in spring, which is not far from now. So first, let's give a shout out to Foolbox, who I believe you were playing Peak earlier. So let's give you that shout out. And on this channel, we not only shout out.
We're not there in the main game, so it can like easily like help you differentiate between the two modes.
Yeah, and yeah, we were out the red carpet. We give them the clip treatment. So thanks again, Fullbush, for showing up. And now I'm gonna show, for those of you before you raid and dash, a quick round in my upcoming soccer brawler. Yeah, working your task list a little. Cool. Yeah, I'm kind of working on mine. So I'm gonna be in a showcase next week. This Field of Heroes is gonna be in a showcase next week. So let me let's see. Start by getting the. Yeah, here we go. And is the music off? Let's see. No, it's not. Okay. So this is a game. Again, I want to have this in demo. So yeah, next week I'm going to be in a. There's so many indie showcases out there. Indie. I gotta look it up. Indie something showcase. I just need to look at my past posts for a second, and then I'll get that for you. Where did I put it? No. Oh yeah, Indie Credible. The Indie Credible showcase. That's indie-credible.com. Let me put the link here. If you'll let me type. So this is the showcase. And they have a kind of a starting page right now, but I'm sure next week it's going to be different. So, well, what I'm working on right now is the first-time user experience. It's someone sent me a playtest video, and I learned that the game does not have a good first-time user experience. I had to do a little bit of polish there. So I'm going to do a quick custom match. So again, the idea is like a hero shooter, like other games. You just quick match. You jump in and play. Because I like pick up and play games. Oops, that was a practice field. I don't want to be in there. Yep, doing the same problem with your game. Well, you know, send me, like, if you can give me access to your game, I'd be happy to be a first-time user experience tester. All right, so this is custom game. Player, oh good, this is the field I want to be on. And so this is, again, this is before I made my improvements for first-time players. That you have 9 heroes to choose from. 3 forwards, who basically, you know, score the goals. You have midfielders who help support the forwards and the defenders through buffs and debuffs, and then you have defenders who prevent the goals. And not shown here are like the hero's speed, health, all that. And so, yeah, implementing feedback. Yeah, in fact, when you quit my game right now, it gives you the opportunity to go to a Google form that lets you fill out the form. But I think that the best kind of playtesting is when you have someone, preferably not even a developer, honestly, you have someone streaming and you see their face and you see the game and you see their facial reactions, you see them trying to get through. So anyway, I'm going to play Dodger because that's my main. And this is a vanilla field. This is the kind of the good first-time field to look at. And so this is a mix of, this is an online PvPvE. So yes, there are bots in this. Soccer meets Warcraft battling. And here we go. Oh, you're not going to pick it up. Oh, there we go. Got him. Every hero has a weapon and 3 abilities. A dash, an offense, and a defense. Oh, nice. I taught the AI well. And I'm down. And I'm about to use my offense and defense. Get out of the way. Oh! Oh. Here we go. My offense is a turret that shoots spears. And my defense is spike trap. Oops. And I ran into theirs. Alright. I also trained the AI to favor passing to the player over other AI. So I think it's very important. Nope. Nope. Oh yeah! And you can switch heroes mid-game. I'm going to be a were-orc. This is a melee hero. You have a different playstyle. So, well, melee... ow. So melee, I mean, you got in-your-face kind of action, but in exchange for the close combat is more damage. So you deal more damage as a melee player. It's important to pass to your teammates. Oh, almost have it. Oof. Now I'm going to show you some of the things I can do. Oh. Oof. Swat! Yeah, you see that? I just got the ball and I'm scoring. So don't underestimate melee heroes. I don't need feedback till next wave of fixes, but if you want to see my take on fancy soccer tactics, we can learn from each other. Oh, no kidding. I didn't know any other developers working on a game like this. Working on stock sports brawlers. Yeah, I'll have to look at that for sure. And there's other ones coming out too, like Sparkball. That's probably going to be my most direct competitor, honestly. Oh. Alright, now I'm going to show you something really cool. I'm going to turn to a were-orc. And this is my special ability. I just tear the field up with this. Yeah. So that's a very powerful... You know, I may want to buff the health on the melee combats just a hair, maybe. Oh, here we go. Oh, missed. Pick up the ball. Yours is more turn-based. Yeah, so you probably know Blood Bowl then. I had it with you. taking you down next. This is a fun play. I know one of my testers only ever plays this character because they're so much fun. Thank you. So you got the ball trail here. You know who you're passing to. There you go. And the nice thing is, I think that there's a big market for this game. I should say, let's see, I'll be the Beastmaster. I have minions who help me. I think it's a big enough market where you can have a nice variety of games. You can have turn-based, you can have real-time, you can have first-person, more or car-based, sort of like a Rocket League. You can have Mario Strikers, which has combat, but it's not really the focus of it. I think it's still a somewhat untapped market. I think. In fact, I think there's another Rocket League game coming out soon. I forget the name. Beetle Ball, I think. I think it was Beetle Ball. Oh, all right. I'm gonna use my minions now. It's like Rocket League, but with dung beetles that create dung balls. I'm not kidding. It actually looks fun. All right. Now I'm gonna use my speed. This is gonna buff my teammates as well, so you see that they can go faster. The other ability I have is a temperamental corgi who attacks opponents. Look at that. There, it took 2 of them down. You see that? So yeah, you don't just... Because bipedal, I mean, yeah, I could have all bipedal heroes, but I want to mix it up. I want to have, like the Scent Orc over there. I want to have, Beastmasters. Make it fresh, different, more fun. Oh yeah, that was a good catch. Oh. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Come on, teammates. Go to the ball. Thank you. Oh. I shouldn't have that thing appear if they're in caps. I need to fix that. I'm going to get one more. Oh. And I win. Oh, he's... So I'm the MVP. So it doesn't track stats for bots, but it does track stats for your teammates. So if I had live players, then they would appear here. So now you get 1 minute to view the leaderboard. It used to be 15 seconds. I don't know what I was thinking. I could use a little art polish down here, but so you're waiting on other players to ready up. And then you're back in the lobby. I'll play one more just real quick. Use some other characters you haven't seen yet. We're going to do... so I actually have 9 fields. Well, but only these 6 are really remotely playable. So I want to show you a field that has a metagame in it. Yeah, a little description here on the field. So some fields have metagames. So think back to Heroes of the Storm, where you have the kind of same goal every time, but there are things you can do in the field that can affect the outcome of the game, but not so much in this game though. So in this metagame, you have a sandworm that pops up at random, and if you take it down, then it tries to suck the other team into a sand trap. So I'm the wizard. Watch this. Oh, I almost had it. The wizards can teleport. That's their sprint ability. Wizards can also... Oh, there's a sandworm. So let's see if I can take it down. Oh, he's going to try and take it down too. Oh, we got him. And now the other team's getting pulled away. Yeah, it's another slower now. Okay. Oh. Oh. And by the way, the artwork was all done by another studio. Meta 3D Studios did all the artwork. So, just to put a wall up. Yeah, block his path. But I can go through my own wall. Haha. So that's a wall there. I'll take him down with a tornado. Oh, I thought we had that one. Yeah, I'll be the Centaur after this, but I like the Wizard. Another friend of mine, he's actually a AAA QA analyst, and almost had him. And he loves playing the Wizard because he keeps finding ways to play the Wizard that I never thought of. So it's fun to watch, fun to play. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, he stole the ball from me. Tornado him. And by the way, this game is a lot more fun with actual human players. You're only seeing the surface. And I'll tell you, it's going to be a real challenge. I only have 350 wish lists right now. But when this game enters demo in spring, if I can't really get some decent player retention, then it's going to be in trouble. That said, I've already planned around lack of players. First of all the games are player hosted, so you don't have to worry about queue times very much. Secondly, you can make your own fields in the early access version, the full version. So there's that, and yeah. So I got a couple ways I'm going to try to deal with the lack of player retention. So, and that's something that also Jacob Dev, you may want to think about too when you're with your game. So, I mean, I know like if this were a single player game, if I was working on a single player game and you get wish lists, I mean, it's great. It really is great. You got people playing the game, community, people talking to each other. But when it's a multiplayer game, even with bots, I mean, it's gonna get slow over time. Alright, now I'm going to be the Centaur. Oh! Now here's the thing about defenders. Defenders have more health, and they're slower. And they have 1 extra second of downtime when they're incapped. Yours is more focused on a single-player roguelike experience like Slay the Spire. Okay, so your multiplayers is a feature, but not the core feature. Yeah, so really when you think about it, I'm doing this I'm taking the hardest path possible oh yeah, that's another bug. I can't repro that the ball sometimes goes out of control. It's very rare. So yeah, I'm taking like literally the hardest path possible. Oh yeah. Which is online multiplayer core. Alright, watch this. Oh! Got him! Now, another thing I can do is buff my teammates with weapons, so find a good place to do this. There. Now we have, I'm buffed up, so I do more damage temporarily. Oh yeah! And so she... Yeah, everyone expects it for sports games, absolutely. Yeah, that's another thing. I consider the indie bar to be very high as far as in the fun factor goes, and in certain games. If your game is a lot of fun, then then players will love it, and they'll overlook other places where it may not be as polished. And you don't have to polish them, to be honest. If your game is fun enough, people enjoy it. There you go. But for games like this, we already have Mario Strikers, we have Omega Strikers, we have Sparkball, we have some others, and so there's already kind of a minimum expectation, especially for esports. Players who want to played a lot, may kind of have this expectation that of minimum quality level. So. But yeah, I knew all that going into this, but I just wanted to make this game, and I just wanted to see if it would actually work out. Otherwise, I'd be wondering forever, if I make a game like this, would the market have a place for it or not? And being the only engineer on it kind of gives me a lot of room for my own personal creativity and decision making and all that. And again, I already have a full-time job doing AAA and working on like 2 big teams might be a lot. Yeah, so you gotta be passionate. So this is that's Field of Heroes. The demo coming out in spring will have 2 fields. It'll just have the I'll show you the 2 fields you'll have. So the demo is only going to have this field and the ones that I played on stream, just these two. Um, and it will. But that said, you'll still have all 9 heroes. You don't have to worry about unlocking them. They come out of the box. You get all 9. And then and there will also not be global leaderboards in the demo, at least not at first, because I don't want people to start investing in the leaderboards in the demo when early access is really where I'd prefer them to invest. The demo is really more of a, here, try it out, kick the tires, see if you like it, and if you don't, so be it. At least you'll be no surprises when you play early access. That you get what you see, you see what you get, and that's the intent. And the demo is going to be a great place for people to play it and give me their feedback. And because I've already had over 3 dozen people test it, some of which have tested it recurringly, but I really need more feedback, more testing, and the demo is going to do that. Then I think after the demo, I want to be in the next Fest, even though it's going to be at least 6 months away, probably more. I don't remember the schedule, but they'll follow, and then after that, go early access. And honestly, 6 months I need that time. I need 6 months to put in the polish that the game needs. So currently, I'm working on tooltips. The idea is you would have a tooltip appear at the bottom of the screen. So like this is this is Unreal Engine. So it would appear at the bottom center of the screen, and it will teach players things. So this is my tip table, but it might be easier to view. So this is a tip table in the game, and this is sort of the bug I entered. Well, the task I entered for this. This is Jira. I use the free edition because I don't really need any of the fancy features currently. So this is kind of a list of tool tips I'm going to make for players who otherwise would not discover them on their own. Believe me, I've seen the playtests. Some things you just have to put on the screen, and I will absolutely not do a forced tutorial. Never. I can't stand them. Especially when they don't even let you go in the options menu. I mean, who makes a tutorial that players cannot even go into the game options from? Hey, Graham, welcome. I'm doing a kind of an out-of-band stream. I'm taking a long weekend because I had the vacation time for it at work. So yesterday I was out hiking and enjoying the nature, touching grass as it were. And today I'm doing some game development. So yeah, I was at a trail yesterday. This was, let me take a better picture than that. Yeah. So this is where I was hiking yesterday. It's about 5.25 miles in the sun, and I'll tell you, it was so sunny here that I got a little sunburn even with applying sunscreen, which just means I didn't apply enough. I needed to put more on my neck, so now it's kind of tingling, and I need to get some aloe on it to make it better. But this was a great hike. This just kind of give you an idea on what the trail looked like. Kind of rocky, and I got hiking boots for this, so it was good stuff. And then after that, went home, did some cooking and sat out in the sun a little bit more, just enjoying this unseasonably warm weather. Here it should be in maybe the 50s and 60s. No, that's Fahrenheit. Well, in Fahrenheit. But it was in Fahrenheit. It was like in the upper 80s yesterday, which is quite warm. That's summertime conditions. Well, late spring conditions. So, anyway, let's make sure I got everything back on correctly there. Okay, and so back to the tooltips. I was just making, writing the functions to detect if a player's already seen one before, because they only need to appear once. The function has player seen tip. So let's see. I'm going to start with a sequence. Actually, before I get too ingrained in this, I want to go back to that link from Jacob. Oh, okay, so you already have it. Alright, so this is Jacob's game. In fact, let me put the desktop on here. Fabled Footy. Oh, yeah, and you know what? I'm always torn between using the word soccer and football when advertising my game, because I think a lot of players are going to be overseas, well, outside the USA. I think there's going to be a lot of international players in this game. Yeah, where it's been so weird this winter. Yeah, it really has. Is a turn-based fantasy soccer tactics RPG. Okay. Win and earn their freedom. Ooh, I like this. Yeah, this reads easy to me. I can see the field. I can see the players. I might scale up by personally. I'm probably scaling up by 10% or more, but that's just me. Okay, you got your turns. You have your okay. You got your abilities too. Casting. You have your log, battle log. I have one. I have a sort of a limited battle log. It's more of a chat log, to be honest. I don't have a battle log because there's so much commotion in the game that that it would just whiz by so fast and doesn't really help you that much. What I do have instead are cues that show where your teammates are and a few other important things. So, and I can maybe make improvements on that, but it does have chat. Okay, so you got the camera play. I get that. Oh, and it looks like Mega Kitty is eating. Maybe she'll come in the room and say hi. Shop. Okay, and you have a shop. Gotta love shops. Yeah, one thing I do not have. I do not have shops. I do not have leveling on the players. I know there's gonna be people asking for that, but I don't want to do it. I kind of like the whole, just like in the hero shooters. I mean, you already got your hero with all their abilities. I kind of want to keep it simple. I like pick up and play games probably because I was raised on them. I had the old Atari games, and they were almost all pick up and play, arcade like, casual jump in. And that's true for all my past games too. So yeah, this is pretty cool. How long have you been working on this for, Jacob? Yeah, I did want to do skins early on, but I changed my mind because it was so much work and it was so expensive. No chance of skins for now. And we could go the TF2 route. They started for you had to pay to in the orange box, but then they switched to free with hats, and they're making a real bank with that. How to play, start a new run, starting team. You know what? I think I want to play this, but not today because um, I have a deadline. I have to get this ready for next week. It really by end of day today because I don't know when the showcase testers are going to download builds and play. So this was one I wanted to play. Um, yeah, started paid, evolved free with skins. Yep. Oh, okay, yeah. So, but I do want to play it though. Another one that just came out. It was Steam Rise. It was another streamer. Was this one? Yeah, this was it. I want to play this one too. Yeah, yeah. I think maybe the week after next, I want to play some of the games that. This was another streamer. I've heard Irish John Games. Yeah, Jern. So I always think of him as Irish John Games. So this is his game. Does he have any other games? Okay, just that one. Yeah, one quick comment about the feedback I've read, and that is some feedbackers say this needs more time in the oven, but they don't really explain the details of it. So that's one thing I've noticed. I wish they would more, and maybe the lack thereof is sort of a reflection of their kind of lack of interest because it's needs to be put more time in the oven. The other thing is I've noticed that again, I haven't released a game in Steam in over 10 years, and I'm seeing more of an expectation of gamers expecting engagement in the reviews with the developer. So I want to be careful, and I definitely do want to engage with them and so on. Yeah. So that's something I'm keeping in the back of my mind, and I also don't want to be afraid to say, I respect your feedback, but thanks for the follow, Blork, Blue Orc. But I can't be afraid to say, look, I get your feedback, but this isn't the direction I want to take my game in. Thanks anyway, and I hope you'll be happier with another, sports brawler. But don't be afraid to do that. I've seen stories of games who tried to do everything everyone wanted, and then they became just a mess. I'm really looking forward to getting that demo out, especially after 4 years of working on this in my free time. I'm just ready to get it out. Get it out the door, do the post-release, bug fixes, emergency bug fixes, clean up, polish, new features for a bit, but man, and then maybe do more hiking, do something else. 4 years is a long time. So, all right, so back to, has the player seen the tip? Right, so, all right, let's get myself together. So now I'm kind of being scatterbrained at the moment. Okay, so back to getting this tip working. Yeah, I like game development. So, oh yeah, and if you want, I'll just kind of post it in the chat. So, if you want to see some of my old work, I'll show you two places. One of them is my website, gameon.com. I'm trying to limit myself to small games because I want to have a life. Absolutely. I've been developing indie games on and off for approaching, let's see, almost 40 years. I started when I was really young because my dad was an electrical engineer and he had an Atari, and I wanted to learn how to make games on the Atari. So I've been tinkering on and off for a while. So yeah, absolutely, do start small. Don't make your first game an MMO unless your heart is 100% into it, but don't expect it to become a breakout, especially if you're going, a very small team. So this is some of my games, and this is my highlight reel for my past games. So if you just go to the games section, I got my released games. Oh wow, that's an old. I need to update this thumbnail. Hyperspace Pinball is on Steam. It's a mixed rating. I released it forever ago, and I had a bad physics bug that really soured the players, but I didn't fix it fast enough. We have Tilts. These are my mobile games really. So was Pinball. So these are mobile games. You just use the finger to interact with things on the screen and tilt your phone to make things fall. And then we have a labyrinth type game, Hamster Chase. I released that forever ago. I took all my mobile games down because I couldn't keep up with all the new OSs and the new hardware, and it takes a toll. So then some of my older games as well, and those are just the ones that I released. But then there's also the ones that I released and didn't release over here. Most of these were before IndieDB, so otherwise I probably have more stuff there. So yeah, got a lot of my release games, unfinished games here. Yeah, and there's even more that I didn't even bother putting up. So but it's been a long time. So anyway, those are some of my projects, and you can kind of see those as well if you want. So back to this. We were working on the tooltips. So again, new players don't know some of the features of the game, so I'm going to kind of show them at opportune times. So first question is, has the player seen a tooltip? Let's see. Oh, you know what? I don't think I have that logic in my old stuff. Let me double check. Show next match tooltip. Okay. Oh no, I never did that. Okay. So in the old, I had an older implementation of this where they would be sequential. I show one by one at the start of each new round, but that's outdated. I need to do has a player seen a tip? So we'll start by, what we do is we use the save game to, normally you think save games, you think, well, this is their where the player is in the game, their health, their inventory. But in this case, I'm using a save game to track what tooltips they've seen. So let's go here. So that's the first is we see if even save game exists. Oh, and then from here, now what do I check next? So there's no needs BT save game. Let's have a look at the save game. Okay, here's the save game. So here's the actual save game content. I think we need a map of tips that we've seen. So a little scene. So this is, I'm going to mark this as deprecated. And we'll get rid of it. I'm going to categorize it as such. Okay. So we're making a new one for scene tips. And that's going to be a map. Where you map from a name, which by the way is this name, this row name right here. Actually, no, that would be a set. We just do a set. So let's change this type. To a set. And that way, so think of it like a map of all yes and no's, basically. Scene tips. So now we go back here. Does save game exist? Then now cases, we need a default return value, which is false. And we load the save game, and okay, cast to match tips is valid. We want to double check. And then we do scene. Okay, we need an input for this, of course. Tip name. Actually, we don't even need, yeah, just tip name. Okay, that should be get scene tips. Contains item. So, and that'll be the result. It's probably going to be true, really. But, so there we go. And then we'll pass in the tip name. So when you put it all together, this simply says the player has seen a tooltip if, or match tip, if they have a saved game and the tip name is contained in the set. So there, that's a very simple, has player seen tip. Alright, so let's go back to, now we have our helper function. Let's go into the actual state changed. So now we iterate through this table, which are, by the way, ordered in priority on purpose. So the first thing that the player is going to see when they play the game is a tooltip that says that you hold down the attack button to attack. I actually had to make this a tip because I saw players thinking it was a single click, and they would never use their melee weapon, and that blew my mind because I took it for granted. So let's see. So local name. Has player seen tip. Okay, so now we're here. So how do we determine? So we filter out the ones that we've already seen, but how do we pick? Let's see. So let's look at the first one. So we need to filter next on, because this event only is called when the match state changes, when a new round begins. So we'll say, let's get that table. Get the local tip name. And then we'll store that. Local table tip row. That's, what was the name of that? Structure. Match tip table row. Okay. So first of all, we want to filter out only the ones that should appear when a new round begins. Good. Okay, so now we've got that filtered. Let me see what else we filter on. Oh, hero switch cooldown. Okay. Ooh, that's going to be a special case. Okay. That's the additional filter. And that's why we're going to handle that special case in a bit. Okay, so for everything else though, I believe we have the criteria we want to meet. So we're going to show that tooltip. Let me think for a sec about where I want to implement that. Okay. So make a new function, show match tip. Sorry if I say tooltip. It's just lots of terminology. Okay. So and we're going to want a name. And I think. Let's see. Was there anything else we needed to do? Oh, that's pretty old. Yeah. Show match tip. So now we're transferring the work from filtering to actually showing the tip. And I think we can do this now. If true, then we need to see if the... Alright, how am I going to do this? Get owning player. Get team ID. Alright, what was the name of that actor class? Hero switch trigger box. Find a hero switch. what. Seems like some function I would have in field statics. It's a shared. I might actually want to add a new function to this. And this is... Okay, that's shared as well. Yeah, I think, why should I do all that work when I can just make a new statics function? So most of this project is actually C++. I use blueprints when I need to, or when I'm doing UI stuff for the most part, and cosmetics. So let's see. Let's do new function. Static. I'm surprised I hadn't written this already. Get hero switch trigger box by team. So these are like global functions I can call from anywhere, and they're quite handy. Now, in this other version, I'm using get all actors of class. I don't actually need to do that. All I need is an actor iterator, really. I should have done that in the first place, but I didn't know it existed when I wrote that function. So because, this is a 4-year-old project, well, actually it's older than that, but because of that, you may see some weird patterns. Let's see, world. Wait, is actor iterator taken in world, or... Okay, it does take in a world. So you'll see like different standards, different ways of doing things. Get world. And by the way, for those of you other game developers, you usually do null tests, like is this object null or is it not null? In some places you want to you want to test validity, because in Unreal Engine an object can be, you may want to treat it as null because the object, while not null, may be destroyed and waiting for garbage collection. So that's why you need to do, you don't always want to check for null. Sometimes you just want to see the object is valid, because I don't want to deal with a world that is being garbage collected. It should never happen at runtime, but use best practices. All right, so when we do this, where's this defined? So we'll want to include field. There you go. Now, how do I get the team? Oh, perfect. There's an expose function for it. If box get team ID equals team ID, return the box. And on failure, just return null. Okay. So that looks good to me. And then we don't have to do that here. And I also just want to do one other thing while I'm here. Is cool. Oh, perfect. I've got it. It's all set up. So now let's restart. And while I'm restarting, maybe fixing any compiler errors, let's see what MegaKitty's up to. So that's my cat, Mega Kitty. Her name is Missy, actually. I've had her for about 13 years. She's 14 years old, which is about 74 in cat years. And so, but she still acts like a kitty sometimes. That's why I call her Mega Kitty. Oh, gotta turn null. And thing is, though, it's really hit and miss. I mean, I've had streams where she was there the whole stream, in the corner of the screen. I've had streams where she just never shows up, like this one. So I can never tell. What I have to do is like put cameras all over the house and then find one, but I'm not going to do that. Now I'm curious. I want to see who else is streaming. Like, again, this is not my normal streaming time. I just want to see who else. Oh, I knew it. I know who else is streaming here. Cool. All right. All right, match tips. So now, let's go back to what we were doing. Now we have that new function we can use. I just forgot the name of it, so here we go. There we go. And we pass in the team. Oh, another thing. Yeah. So generally, for you Unreal developers, you generally you want to avoid having blueprints reference other blueprints when possible. And there's a reason for that. It has to do with whenever you do that, you make them dependent on each other, and that increases what is called the size map of your object. So, which is why I'm choosing to make the local variable be the native C++ version instead of the blueprint version. And for that, if you look at the size map, well, so this widget is actually by itself is only a certain number of, 6 kilobytes, almost 7 kilobytes. But when you factor in all the hard references to other textures, macros, widgets, fonts, it all adds up. Also, where am I still using this font? This is a deprecated font. Anyway, so anyway, that's that, and then we'll say is valid. Actually, no, we're going to do is valid and is cooled down. There. Then we'll show the tooltip. Okay. So let me summarize this in a code block comment. So we'll say each time a new round begins, look for the highest priority match tip that the user hasn't seen and should see based on the tip criteria. And let me double check that I've covered this. So anytime this is true, good. Okay, so that should be working. Where are the other? Okay, and then there's these. So there are special cases. We'll deal with the special cases later. Show match tip. Now we get to this thing. So what do we do? What do we actually want to happen here? So this is the factory. This is... Alright, this is the text. What font is that? Oh, that's a spicy. We don't want that. We want the sans on the bold. Okay. And we're going to change this banner. What was that other banner I had in mind? Yeah. We're going to need to colorize that to the team, too. And we're not going to make it wave as much either. Okay, so here's how it looks. And the text should be centered, by the way. Don't really think we need the padding. Okay. That's good. The first thing we want to do is assign the text, in which we get from the table. So, now by the time we get to show tooltip, we've already established that the row is valid, everything's valid, we're good to go. So let's see our table. Well, actually, no, we want to first flag. This is a new utility function we need. Flag tip as seen. But we're not going to actually do anything yet because we're still testing this. So the first thing we'll do is flag as seen. We'll pass in a name. Then we'll set the text. Where's my text? Cast to match tip tail. Am I missing something here? Let me go back to the other function. Ah. Tip row, and then we just want tip text. So we're gonna format that. Let's say local unformatted text. Actually, no, we'll just say tip text. Okay, and then, all right, so that's tip text, and then for now, we're just going to set it straight up. We're not going to format it yet. This is going to be what we're doing. We're going to do some formatting here, but not now. So we do that. So that will set this text. And then we're going to make an animation. Oh, show tip animated. Yeah, we're not going to do it like that. We're going to change these. So let's clear everything and start fresh. Show tip animated. And we're going to add the overlay. This is how you do widget animation in Unreal. You have an overlay. Tip. Wait a minute, why do I have a canvas panel here? Oh, I know why. Alright, well, I'll live with it. But I don't need an overlay. Or do I? Yeah, it just makes it easier. Say overlay tip. And then I want it to come from the bottom of the screen and then kind of up, and then come back down and rest while it gets bigger and opacity changes. So let's have it take half a second to appear. So for that, we're going to add render opacity. Start at 0. And we're going to visibility to be testable. Oh, yeah. And then make it test speed 1. So now it kind of fades in. So that's the first step. Now we want to do some transforming. We're going to make it come from the bottom and then go up and then come to rest. So we're going to start this at like maybe 150, which should be off screen. Well, this should be off screen. And then maybe about here it will be kind of higher. Maybe let's say -80. And then come to rest at 0. Okay, that's way too fast. Maybe it should be like a full second. Let's try that again. Excuse me, I said full second. There you go. Yeah, I like that. But we also want to scale it. So let's go to the scale, unit scale, and then actually, how do I want it to scale? I want it to be on both axes or just the X? I want to do just X first. So we're going to say 0.6. 0.9, and then 1. I just want to see how it looks. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, I like that. That's great. And then hiding it. So we're going to do the overlay again. And I just want to have it just sink back to the bottom over the same duration. So let's give that 1 second. So it'll be render opacity first. Set that to 0. And then set 1. Yeah, and then make it go down. I don't think we need a scale. We'll just have it go down. Start at 0. And -200. Oh, 200. Oh. Okay, let's make it... Oh, okay, let's speed that up. Oops, wrong one. Let's do 60. And let's make it not go down as maybe 150. So now... Okay, now it's not fading fast enough. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine the way it is. We'll try it. Okay, so after we set the text, we're going to play the animation. Oop. Play animation forward. Alright, and then there's going to be a delay. We're going to... Alright, so we're going to play the animation, but we need to kick off a timer for viewing. So we're going to need a new data. Let's see, tooltip timer. Alright, we're going to set that off. Oh, let's set that there. Let's make the tooltip disappear after so many seconds. And what was the duration? Here we go. Not looping. Create an event. Create new function. Handle tooltip timer elapsed. And then we play the hide animation. Now you may be thinking, hey, what happens if you want to play another tooltip during that duration? Well, we'll get to that. Play animation forward, that looks good. Oh, just one more thing I want to do in the animation. When here we have visibility. We'll make this still non-hit testable as before, but once we hit this, we say we're hitting. And that should speed up the rendering a little bit. There. So I think the framework is in place here. All that's left to do is to give it a shot. Oh, I kind of forgot to show you guys something. So you saw in the latest package build, we did not have these things. So this is the player ratings, their health, speed, and combat ability. As you can see, he's fairly healthy, fairly reasonably speeded, and he's got some good damage. Now take this. So now we have ranged offense. So he's got health, he got less speed than the melee, which is by design, and not the greatest combat. But still they have some effective abilities that you may want. So, and then look at defenders. You know, they got health, and this guy's a melee defender, so yeah, he's got health and he's got speed. Or not that much speed, but he's got health and he's got some nasty damage. So does this guy. Well, he doesn't have nearly as much damage here. He's ranged. This guy, though, average damage. But you see, so if this is your first time playing, you can kind of go through these heroes and see, you know, who you want to play as, and you get more information than just and you get the key bindings now too. So you see what the key bindings are, and something else. If you want to know what defense, midfield, and forward mean, you just mouse over them, and it tells you what they mean. Like this one, they have increased health but slower movement and take longer to get up from knockdowns. And midfielders, they support teammates. Forwards score goals and attack opponents in their own territory. So that's all there. Now we're going to see the tooltip appears when the first round begins. And it did not. Why did it not? First, let's make sure we actually got the event. Oh, yes, we did. Now we want to know when the round actually starts. Yes, okay, we got that. First tooltip. Has player seen it? Oh, whoops. I had a reverse here. Should be not seen it. There you go. Oh, boy, that's smaller than it. That needs to be bigger. And it was kind of fast. Oh, what's this? Oh, right. Is valid. And is cooled down. it just doesn't like that kind of conditional. Let's just do this. There, you happy now? There. And I want to make it bigger, so let's go here. And what's the current size? 1602. Let's make it 1800. 120. Wait a minute, you're not taking all the space? Oh, whoops. Don't want it. No, okay. So it's 1800. Doesn't look like it's resizing though. Alright, we'll see how it looks now. Let me go back to the layout. This match tip factory. Should be size to content. And this, oh, the canvas panel. Oh, actually, maybe we don't want the canvas panel after all. And we're not going to size, we're going to not size the content, we're going to do 1800. 50. Okay, so that needs to be bigger for sure. Let's make that. Now we're going to have the layout control it though. We're going to say 2200. Oh, 2100. Well, 2200 only because the banner is not overlapping that. And let's make it 200 easily. Maybe 300. Let's make it a bigger font too. Okay, that's better. Let me pause it. So I'm going to make the banner not wave that much and be wider if I can. Text size, I want to be a little bigger. And maybe even wrap text. Maybe. Depends on the banner. But, yeah. And by the way, that's not even the right tip. Oh, because I don't break the loop, that's why. It was trying to show 5 tips at once. Let's fix that. So what we'll do, in all cases, we will, let's see, so we'll do a sequence here. Return node. There, that should make the first tip appear. And nothing happened. Alright, let's try that again. False. Show match tip. Why are we not getting there? Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let's see. Wait, am I actually calling this this anywhere? Oh. Okay. That's the wrong place. Yeah. And we'll have to do the return after showing. So we don't need the sequence anymore. Oop. There, that should work. Oh, infinite loop, I think. Oh no, it just hit breakpoint. You can cancel some abilities. Wait, was that it? That's not right. Show match tip. Ability cancel. How'd that one get there? Alright, let's see this again. Tip name is attack. Appear when round begins. Should be true. Appear after. Oh, I did this wrong. This should be going here. Oh, okay, then we can do the sequence I wanted to do earlier. Actually, no, that's not true either. No, let's do it the way we had it. Okay. There we go. Let me look at this full screen again. Yeah, we're gonna make this... Actually... Yeah, we need to make it bigger and less wavy. Okay, so, all right, so this is really coming along well. That said, let's see, where is... Looking for something here. Okay, I gotta take a quick intermission. I gotta put my lunch in the oven, so bear with me. And I will be back shortly. Alright, I'm back. So I got another half hour before lunch will be ready, so I want to see how much I can get done before then. See my awesome overlay there. Okay, so let's work on the banner a little bit. I'm actually going to probably restart the editor before I do. Okay, we also got to tint the color to the player. So how did I do that before? Let me go back at the natural layout. Oh, that's the banner I want to use. Where is that? Yeah, that's the banner I want. The ribbon, okay. So we have ribbon blue and red. Whoa. Yeah, that's really a better fit. And the text will fit in it better too. So we're going to do new setting for banner images. Make this a map. That should be an integer, actually. Team 1, ribbon blue. Team 2 is ribbon red. Good. And then we'll set the default to blue. Alright, show match tip. Flag tip is seen. Image background. Set texture. Brush from texture. Oh, wait, soft texture. Maybe that's even better. Yeah. And we need a utility function to get the owning player team ID. Can I get the state from here? Oh yeah. All right. Oops, this should be pure const. Alright. Then let's make sure this works. Yeah. Although now I'm thinking the other banner did look kind of cool. Let's stop that. We'll look at it again. Yeah, that's fine. It shouldn't be waving that much anyway. I can always polish it later. But it does use a lot of good screen space. And probably, let's see. The width looks right. Height looks good, and that's plenty of space. I'm gonna need to make the text. I'm gonna have to update the margins a bit to make this look right. How do I want to do that? Maybe I'll give it a margin. I really think I want this up justified. You know, I think I'm just gonna... What's the size here? $2,200 and $300. And we'll say left and right. Now I know why I made it a canvas in the first place. Okay, we're going to do canvas. $2,200 by $300. Oops, it's gonna kill the that's gonna kill the animations. I need to roll that back. Good. Sure this still looks right in the layout. Oh yeah, we gotta do this too. And this, but it's got to be in the overlay though. Maybe I need to change the animations to use the canvas panel. I wonder if I can do that. Let's do canvas panel. Now bring everything, let's see, canvas panel tip. And then we'll move everything over. Like all this stuff. Okay, and then repeat for this. All right, so if I show it, yep, still works. But now we're using this canvas panel. Timmy, thank you for the follow. How you doing this morning or afternoon or evening? All right, that's working. And now we don't need the overlay anymore. Let's see, that's 2200 by 300. And then the text here. Each background takes the whole 2200 to 300. Text tip. Let's make you take the region here. So yeah, we got multi-line now. And then this, we can just do size to content. This is actually working out better, I think. And we're going to center the text too. Yeah, I like it. I'll give you a little more space down here. Let's see how it looks. It's better. I think I want the banner to be a little darker so it's easier to read. So let's set the tint of the background a bit. Yeah, there we go. Part of me wants to do the animated banner though, because it looks cooler. All right. I think I'll make it I don't know, maybe a little bit lighter. All right, I think I will try the animated again. And that would be a material. So we need, oh, that's a texture. All right, I'm gonna hop over this for now. We're gonna go back to this, but first let me go back to the banner. All right, we'll go back to this. All right, that's better. Flag color. Do more of the team here. We can make this darker. Yeah, it's too dark. Actually, this should be okay. Now, how do I make it not wave so much? Oh, that actually gives us more font space. Oh, here we go. Flag panning? No, that's not it. Here we go. Shadow. Okay, shadow strength. Yeah, we don't need a big shadow, but I'll have a little one. Still don't know how to make it not wave as strongly. Oh, wow. Alright, just for fun. Oop, what the? That's weird. How does that look? Let's anchor it in the center. Nah, let's do top. I want to see how this looks. Yeah, I like it better. That's pretty cool. It draws the user's eye in a bit. But it needs to be wider too. Bigger. So, let's go back to here. Make sure this is... Alright, position, it's fine. Let's make this 2600. 400. Give it lots of space. Okay, need to fix this. Okay, so it's too wide. Okay, looking better. Let's center the text. There, this will guarantee it's always... Oh, you know what? That's not quite centered. I guess we don't want it centered after all. Fine, we'll just do... Do that. And how does that look? So if it's a single line, what if, can I make it so it's vertically centered? Maybe I do need to anchor it. See, there's horizontal justification, but can I do vertical? You know, maybe I do need center anchor. No, maybe I can't. Ew. Alright, we're going back to what we had before. You know, it's not terrible as a one-liner. Most of the tips are going to be probably more than that. I really wish I could vertically Let me make sure. Before I give up on that. Oh, I put it in the container. Alright, so let me put this in a overlay. So, we test here. We use the same dimensions. Same, so it's 436, 172. The text is 1600 by 130. Let me put the text inside. And then we center it. Alright, see how that looks. Yeah, that's better. Hold down the attack now. Oh, okay, so that looks good. Let's see. Like the shadow. Although, no, I think I should have that outlined. Maybe I can do both. I just want it to be easier to read. That stands out. Yeah, I think that I can't tell if it's one or two. I can hardly see what it's one. I think I like the. I'm going to try with this and see how it looks. Okay. So you may have noticed the attack in curly braces. I'm going to have to replace that with a key binding icon, and that's going to be a little bit of work, but we're getting there. So I think for this, we'll have a special. Let me think. So that's the standard overlay. You know, I'm going to probably do another overlay just for that purpose. Overlay attack. And the overlay attack, we're just going to have text that is not exposed. What was the attack? Hold down the... Okay. This is going to be a fully custom tip. Oh, and we're not going to do any auto word wrap. Okay, that's a bit much. Now we're going to add binding. Oh, that's got to be its own canvas panel. Okay. That's fine. We'll just use a child canvas panel instead. Or better yet, let's see, overlay. Yeah, that's right. Canvas panel attack. 436,172. This was... How big was this? Oh, the overlay padding. 436,172. And the text is going to be... No, I did that wrong. 1600, 130. And we'll bring this down. And the input binding comes next. Okay, so we have this overlay for general tips and then special for specialized tips that need to show icons that I can't embed in the text. And for that, we're going to do, I think, a widget switcher. Widget switcher tip. And then what we'll do in the table is we're going to have another widget switcher I'll do special tip widget index. Or tip widget, that'll work. Good. And I'll show you how that works in a sec. But this is looking good. Oh. It was 1800 by... Oh, wait, what was that? Let me go back for a sec. 1600 by 130. Is that right? Yeah, 1600 by 130. And then positions off 436, 172. There we go. Okay, though you probably can't hear it, my lunch is ready. So I'm probably going to make sure this works and then take a quick break. All right, looking good. And I'm going to rate us off because this is like, lunch break. I don't want to just hang there for an AFK for an hour. I'm going to take a good break here, relax, and rate us off to Just Cavino, who is also developing an online multiplayer game. And it's so really cool. Go check it out. He's a real fun streamer to be around. Highly recommend. So thanks everyone for coming in, and I got to get to my lunch before it burns. So here we go at Just Cavino, and again I will stream again Monday evenings around 7 o'clock Central Time, and so that'll be on Monday, and hope to see you then.